The Origin of the Species by Natural Selection, Charles Darwin. When we compare the individuals of the same variety or subvariety of our older cultivated plants and animals, one of the first points which strikes us is that they generally differ more from each other than do the individuals of any one species or variety in a state of nature. And if we reflect on the vast diversity of the plants and animals which have been cultivated and which have varied during all ages under the most difficult climates and treatments, we are driven to conclude that this great variability is due to our domestic production having been raised under conditions of life not so uniform as, and somewhat different from, those to which the parent species had been exposed under nature. There is also some probability in the view propagated by Andrew Knight that this variability may be partly connected with excess of food. It seems clear that organic beings must be exposed during several generations to new conditions to cause any great amount of variations, and that when the organization has once begun to vary, it generally continues varying for many generations. No case is on record of a variable organism ceasing to vary under cultivation. Our older, cultivated plants, such as wheat, still yield new varieties. Our oldest domesticated animals are still capable of rapid improvement or modification. As far as I am able to judge, after long attending to the subject, the conditions of life appear to act in two ways: directed on the whole organization or on certain parts alone, and indirectly by affecting the reproductive system. With respect to the direct action, we must bear in mind that in every case, as Professor Weismann has lately insisted, and that I have incidentally shown in my work on variations under domestication, there are two factors, namely the nature of the organism and the nature of the condition. The former seems to be much more important, for nearly similar variations sometimes arise under, as far as we can judge, dissimilar conditions, and, on the other hand, dissimilar variations arise under conditions which appear to be nearly uniform. They may be considered as definite when all or nearly all of the offspring of the individuals exposed to certain conditions during several generations are modified in the same manner. It is extremely difficult to come to any conclusion in regard to the extent of the change in which we have been thus definitely induced. There can, however, be little doubt about many slight changes, such as the size from the amount of food, color from the nature of his blood, thickness of its skin, and from climate, etc. Each of the endless variations in which we see the plumage of our fowls must have some efficient cause, and if the same cause were to act uniformly during a long series of generations on many individuals, all probably would be modified in the same manner. Such facts as the complex and extraordinary outgrowth which variably follow from the insertion of a minute drop of poison by a gall-producing insect shows us what singular modifications might result in the case of plants from a chemical change in the nature of the sap.